Imagine you're walking 20 miles across a prehistoric landscape carrying everything you own. Food, water, tools, weapons, firewood, clothing, maybe even a baby. And there's one problem. You don't have a backpack. You don't have pockets. No suitcase. No shopping bag. No convenient shoulder strap. Just your body and whatever you can figure out how to carry. Today, carrying your belongings is almost effortless. You throw a backpack over your shoulders, fill your pockets, and you're ready to go. But ancient humans had to solve the same problem using materials they found in nature. And some of their solutions were surprisingly clever. One of the simplest was carrying things directly in your hands. Humans have incredibly flexible hands, and prehistoric people could carry food, stones, wooden tools, and weapons while walking. But hands have an obvious limitation. You only have two. So if both hands were full, you needed another solution. Your body itself became the first carrying system. People could tuck objects under their arms, balance things on their shoulders, or hold materials against their bodies. Long objects like spears were especially easy to carry over one shoulder. Bundles of firewood could be balanced against the body or carried across the shoulders. But there was an even better invention. Animal skins. A large piece of hide could be folded, wrapped, tied, or slung over the shoulder, creating a simple container without anything resembling a modern bag. The same material could carry food, tools, firewood, or gathered plants. Plant fibers were useful too. Ancient humans could twist grasses, reeds, bark fibers, and other natural materials into cords. These could be tied around bundles and attached to carrying frames. Archaeological evidence for some prehistoric bags and baskets is rare because organic materials usually decay, but the technology itself is completely plausible. And then there's something humans are still remarkably good at: carrying things on our heads. Across many traditional societies today, people carry heavy loads on their heads with impressive balance. Humans have a naturally stable upright posture, and our heads can remain relatively steady while the body moves underneath. Ancient humans could have used similar techniques to transport food, water, firewood, or other materials. But perhaps the most important thing they carried wasn't food or tools. It was babies. Human babies are unusually helpless compared with the young of many other mammals. They can't walk beside their parents for a long time, so adults had to carry them. A baby could be held against the chest, supported on the hip, wrapped in animal hide, or carried using plant fiber straps. This allowed adults to move while keeping infants close and protected. And carrying wasn't just about convenience. Hunter-gatherers moved frequently. They followed animals, searched for plants, moved between camps, escaped dangerous weather, and relocated when resources became scarce. Everything important had to move with them. That meant portability was survival. A heavy object that was useful but impossible to carry wasn't very useful at all. This probably influenced the tools ancient humans designed. Weapons, containers, clothing, and shelters had to be practical enough to transport. A giant stone tool might work brilliantly, but if moving it required 5 people, you probably didn't want to take it everywhere. Humans essentially became mobile storage systems. We carried food in our hands, babies against our bodies, tools across our shoulders, bundles tied with plant fibers, and objects wrapped inside animal hides. Eventually, humans developed increasingly sophisticated baskets, bags, nets, containers, and carrying frames. Some of these technologies may be extremely ancient, even though the materials themselves disappeared long ago. So the next time you complain because your backpack feels heavy, remember this. Your ancient ancestor might have been carrying food, firewood, weapons, tools, clothing, and a baby. All without a zipper. And somehow, they still had to walk home, often for miles, with no convenient place to sit, rest, or unload anything alone either.